Erin Schrode, you've accomplished so much. You take for granted a lot of words that we all hear, and in some cases we might become numb to them, like sustainability, eco, green, environmentally responsible, socially responsible.
I think that these are the words I've grown up with. I'm 20 years old, I was born in the 90s, and I hear green, I hear sustainability, you hear climate change. These are the norm. We're accustomed to our life incorporating more responsible practices. And for me, the good is a very multifaceted term. And what's good is good for you, it's good for the planet. And I think a plant-based diet is something people are finally starting to connect, that it's not something at the periphery, it's not unrelated, it's all interconnected. And you can take action for your own health, you can take action for the rights of animals and workers in our world, and you can take action to sustain the environment. And it's such a simple step, and it's relevant to everybody. Eats food. All my friends eat food every day. You can't escape it. So it's something that's not a choice, it's an imperative. And I don't want to change what you do. I don't want to add things to your life. I know it's complex enough. I just want to be that catalyst, that spark, and food is such an easy and important place to start. People can make the connection. I've talked a lot about pesticides and organic agriculture. You can see when the chemicals enter your body, that's not good. It's harder to talk about maybe when they're going on your skin topically, when you're cleaning your home with them. But again, you say, all right, this is what you're eating. This is the impact that it has on the environment. By making another choice, you can completely negate that, period. Mm-hmm. Not to mention, the issues related to justice. So again, so simple.
Yes.
So impactful with your fork 3 times a day, 5 times a day. Gosh, metabolisms of my generation,
As many times as you eat.
Right, snacking all day long.
You do a great blog. I think you call it Elephant Journal.
I write for Elephant Journal, and my personal one's Eco Renaissance. If you go to erinschrode.com, you can click on blog, and if you go to elephantjournal.com and you punch in Erin Schrode, you'll find my column. But that's a really excellent site that aggregates conscious information. Total full spectrum. Anything you want. It's got about pop culture, it's got news, it's got food, it's got fashion, it's got travel, it's got the works. But it's approached from that different mindset, and that's what I love, that you can have a filter sort of on all of your information. I love the term eco-renaissance because I think we don't have to sacrifice anything. We're surrounded by this boom of eco, of these buzzwords, of green, of sustainable, and I like to pick and choose and offer it up to people in a really exciting way that makes it, sort of fancy and fun and seem innovative, and like we're living through a very important time in history, because we're at this turning point. So the Renaissance changed our world, eco-renaissance will change our world.
You're a student right now.
I am. NYU, I'm studying abroad right now in Madrid, and I spent last spring in Israel and last fall in Ghana. So those have been my hubs, and I've used them to travel around. I think there's no better education for me than a global one. I'm here right now speaking at the Mashable Social Good Summit with the UN, so that's definitely an international forum.
What does Mashable stand for?
Mashable is social media. They're one of the leaders in terms of digital content online, and they're teaming up with the UN Foundation, and it's called Social Good. So how you can use technology to have a positive impact.
Is there a website they can go to?
Mashable.com, unfoundation.org. I spoke about One Young World, which is an international youth network that I'm a part of. Started last year in London, and we just had our second summit in Zurich at the beginning of September. And it is the coming together this year was 1,300 young leaders, 18 to 25, from 170 countries. It's the largest gathering except for the Olympics. 170 countries
fabulous.
Represented.
And you talked about sustainability and eco, and you related it to diet?
Well, I related it to diet. That's what everybody always asks me. How can you go to all these places and keep your diet? I said, look at this table. Look, especially when you travel. I find it almost easier to find the plant-based options, because in the US we have such a skewed perception of what a plate of food should look like. And so when I am there, even Zurich was a little hard, but when I, living based in Africa, there's so many great grains and beans and nuts and fruit and vegetables that really fill you up, that sustain you. But yeah, we spoke about that. Jamie Oliver talked, so he spoke a lot about non-communicable diseases, so diet-related disease. He was one of our counselors. Environmental, there was a whole panel plenary session on the environment. And for me, that's really my entry point. That's my background in environmental education of young people. And you can't talk about the environment without talking about food.
Do you find it still hard for some people to be so passionate about cleaning up the environment and still not talk about the food?
It's a huge omission in my mind to speak so much about environmental issues and never address probably the largest impact that you as a singular person have day to day, what you can control. This is not meta. This is not talking about, what the impact as a young person of your car is, or what of your house, the building materials. That's really important to discuss. But this is your fork. It's in your hand. Literally, change is in your hand. And I talk about it all the time. I challenge my friends. I challenge 20-year-old guys. I say, hey, think twice right now, because you can make that difference. And I love the story. I took 3 of my closest guy friends. There was a cooking class downtown at the Bowery Whole Foods, and it was all superfoods, and it was all incredibly nutritious vegan dishes. And these are guys that would look at me like, yeah, I just had a burger with bacon and a milkshake, and I'm really cool.
And I need these big muscles.
Yeah, and this is the only, how am I going to sustain myself? So I took them there, and they're sitting there watching this chef make the food, and at the end of it, they're saying, do I really have to eat that? There was like a root vegetable hash, and there was a walnut salad with a citrus vinaigrette. I don't even remember the other dishes. I said, yeah, try it. We're walking home. One of my friends goes, God, I have so much energy right now. I was like, this is why I do what I do. I love it. There's one of my favorite ice cream parlors is in the East Village. It's called Lula's.
Lula's Sweet Apothecary.
Lula's, I adore it. And I found it online, and the first time I went again, I think I took 6 or 7 of my guy friends. We walk over, and we made the whole trek. I mean, it's quite a walk eastward. They said, where are we going? I said, we're going to get ice cream. Okay, ice cream boys, they're game. We get there, we all order sundaes, and I'm sitting, and I have, hot fudge and marshmallow sauce and multiple flavors of ice cream. I'm happy as a clam. And one of them looks at me and points and goes, oh, you're cheating. And I looked at him and I said, what? He goes, you're cheating. Look what you're eating. And I go, guys, this is vegan. Yeah, right. Like, yeah. No, really. They went and they asked the people working behind the counter, like, are you serious? This is really vegan? So that's what I love. The showing that this actually tastes good.
When you travel, in a more specific way, before you leave, do you pack a little care package for the airplane, or just in case there's not, or you can add something to what you get?
Yeah, I live on Nature's Path bars. They and they only send me certain ones, because I'm also gluten-free. So I have very certain ones that they'll send, and I'll say, okay, I'm going on a trip, I need these. They sustain me. They're in my suitcase right now. They're in Haiti, they're in Spain, they're wherever I am.
What are your favorite flavors of?
My favorite flavors.
It's Nature's Path.
Nature's Path. It's an unbelievable organic food company, and they have lots of breakfast and snack foods, so really great for me, for my life on the go. My favorite, I think, is the pumpkin flax. It's really good. I take a lot of almonds. I eat raw almonds and dried cranberries. I love. Not a raisin person. I like my cranberries. Actually, I spent some time, I did a little solo adventure to Bali this summer, and there's a town called Ubud, and it has the most unbelievable selection of vegan and vegetarian restaurants, probably of anywhere I've been in the world.
Wow.
And I was only there about 4 days, and I think I went to 8 restaurants. So I always seek them out, which is really fun. I'm living in Madrid right now. People said there's no way. Girl, there's meat, there's fish, there's seafood. You're not going to be able to keep your diet. I have a list of about 20, 25 vegan, vegetarian, even some raw restaurants. I've gone to 4 already. My friends love it. It's so fun. So for me, that's definitely part of the experiment. Having the, snacks just in case.
Can you think of a dish you especially like in Madrid that you found so far?
Yeah. I went to this restaurant, and it was off the beaten path, and I walked my friends are saying, are we really gonna find this place? And we came in, and it's called Crucina. And we got this, we came in, and it's this little, not hole in the wall, but this like little gem, this hidden gem. And I had this dish that was lasagna, but it was with cashew cheese, zucchini noodles, tomato sauce. Oh, I was in bliss.
Have you ever made cashew cheese?
I've never made nut cheeses. Yeah, I make some ice creams. I'll just do frozen bananas. I do a lot of banana. I guess it's more of a frozen yogurt type, but
using the blender?
Yeah, frozen banana.
Recipe, please.
Oh, peel the banana, put it in the freezer. I do it sliced because it freezes more quickly. A little bit of coconut milk and an organic dark chocolate fair trade powder. That's it. It is so delicious. It's creamy and it's just a little bit sweet. Oh,
I do the same thing, and without chocolate I just add frozen blueberries or frozen strawberries with it.
Well, my whole life my mom's made me a fresh fruit smoothie every day since I was born.
Wow.
Just frozen bananas, because I like it thick. Fresh orange juice, and then depending on whatever fruit is in season. And my friends all come over to my house and they, why is it so good? Because all it is.
And you can really not just drink it, you can use a spoon to eat it.
You can pop in some, I'll sometimes do some baked oats and put that on the top with a little cinnamon.
What is your favorite green drink? Do you ever buy make one at home, or do you always get them out?
There's one that's from a place in the East Village that I love, and I've sort of adapted it. So it's, I think the original title is a Mr. Greens, but I add to it pear. So it has kale, parsley, pear, green apple. I think there's some mint in it. It's basically everything green you have. I don't like celery, so I skip the celery, but everything else. And a little bit of lemon juice. It's perfect.
And that's enough liquid, or do you have to add a little water?
That's water. I tend to like water better than some other juice with my greens. There's a great, it's not a green drink, but orange juice and beet is my favorite combination.
Oh, really?
There's a place that makes it at home in California, and it also has the most spectacular color you've ever seen. You can do a little carrot too, orange carrot beet. It's just this rich, warm
Now, would the
color.
beets and the carrots be done in one of those juicers?
They have to be done in a juicer.
Yeah, that doesn't work in a blender.
But I put kale a lot of times in my fruit smoothies in the morning. And I don't even, that was my mom when I was little, she tried to sneak it in. But I really don't taste it.
Yeah, well, sometimes the one that we said about the frozen banana and blueberry, sometimes I'll throw in a handful of spinach. You can't taste the spinach.
That's like what we do with the
kale. It does change the color a little bit.
Yeah.
What is your hope for the future, Erin?
That's quite a question. My hope for the future is that people recognize the power in individual actions and collective efforts. That you can make a change, and if you tell your friends, that together we can change the world. And I think why I love this is because it empowers me today and you today and tomorrow. We don't have to wait for governments or for business or even for our supermarkets to change the world for us. We, with our own brain and our hands and our heart and our buying power, can shift the world for the better. And that's what it comes down to. And education. Education's really important. It's the peer-to-peer, but it's also ensuring that young people have the opportunity to benefit from your wisdom. So whatever you glean, pass it forward.
Every time they sit down to eat with a group of people, because you're asked, why are you vegan? Then you spread the word to all those people at the table.
Yes. It's that sharing, and I love it, and I think it happens person to person and around a dinner table with friends. It's such a beautiful way to communicate a message. But it also happens digitally through social media. My friends are always saying, goodness, you're posting on Twitter all these things with the hashtag vegan. And I just can't believe that's really vegan. Where is it from? Where do you get it? How can I try it?
Your Twitter account?
Is Erin Schrode, ERINSCHRODE. So at Erin Schrode.
Erin, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for inspiring all of us.
We're going to spread the word further.
We are.
We are.
Plant-based diets taken over.